Here's to holiday traditions, the ones that started as a quick laugh but are now irreplaceable. Here's to the recipes that require Grandma's mixing bowl because they just won't taste the same without it. The Chinette brand believes in spending more time on traditions and less time cleaning up. With the Chinette Crystal, Comfort, and Classic collections, we can help make your holiday celebrations better for years to come. Here's to mixing timeless traditions with a few new ones. Here's to us, all of us. To find out more, visit mychinette.com.
Between aging and busy lifestyles, many women struggle with maintaining their physical and mental wellness. At Aquavita Concierge Healthcare Services for Women, we can help you revitalize your health and reclaim your life. We start from within by balancing your hormones, allowing your body to achieve and maintain desired weight goals. We also specialize in peptide therapies, regenerative medicine, sexual health, and aesthetics in our state-of-the-art facilities. Feel better, look better, live better at Aquavita. Visit aquavitality.com and begin your journey today.
Hello, my paranormal peeps, and welcome back to the Deep Woods Paranormal Podcast. This is the Bigfoot only edition on Friday. If you haven't listened to other podcasts this week, we had a couple other guests that were pretty cool, very, very popular and stuff like that, so go check those out as well. Today, we're lucky enough to have a gentleman named L.J. Woods with us. He is a fellow paranormal investigator and also a Bigfoot researcher. So we're going to have him kind of talk about some of the stuff that he's done with the paranormal and especially Bigfoot, because he's got a couple cool stories that I really want everybody to hear. So LJ, tell us, how did you get into the paranormal?
I'm into the paranormal since I was younger.
Yeah.
A lot of experience as younger has got me intrigued into it, and I just kept pursuing it.
Awesome. If you don't mind talking about it, what kind of experiences did you have?
When I was younger, the house I was living in was haunted.
Oh, yeah.
And then what got me obsessed with Bigfoot is the film documentary Legend of Bucket Creek.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Ever since then, I've been always interested.
Awesome. So how long have you been investigating the paranormal and or Bigfoot?
For about 12 years.
Awesome. That's cool. So you've had some pretty crazy encounters with Bigfoots. You were telling me the other day that you were in an RV and you were in the heart of Bigfoot territory. So go ahead and start from the beginning with that story, if you would.
Well, I do private security for the oil field, and we're isolated on locations of ranches, which some takes about hour and a half to get to where my post is. That's outside the city. So this is all woods, acres, and nothing's out there but oil field workers only.
Yeah.
So there should be no big enough animals that could push an RV like it did mine.
So what was going on when you had your RV shaken?
It was about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Me and my other coworker were about to switch shifts, and I was about to go to sleep. Then all of a sudden, the RV gets pushed. First, it was like a slight shove. Then the second hit went, and it knocked you off the track. So I had the big old jacks underneath it, and it knocked them off. So I had to pick it up.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard that kind of story before. We have a client up in East Texas.
We had security cameras up, but what we caught, it came through the blind spots.
Yeah.
So wherever it was, we couldn't catch it on that. But we caught handprints, footprints, all kinds of stuff out there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've always found that Bigfoots seem to avoid either eye lights or they can hear the cameras or something. Their hearing must be way more advanced than us. But
I don't know if they can hear the cameras there because we have a giant generator that's on a trailer.
Uh-huh.
It's an industrial generator. And it also found water source. We have a 500-gallon drum for bathing water where the company brings in. The top was taken off, and one of the handprints was on top of where all the dust is, because it's really dusty out there, so you can see handprints and all that stuff very easily.
Right.
But when we got there to check it, the cap was on the ground, and the hand was on top of it, so it looked like it was scooping water out of the inside of it.
that makes sense. Is there a water source close to where you were at?
Yeah, there was a giant pond that's for the cattle out there.
Huh?
So the location I'm at, there's rattlesnakes, coyotes, deer, lots of deer, because it's a hunting lease out there as well. So there's deer, cattle, they have goats out there, all kinds of things.
Have you ever heard any of the local farmers say anything about, hey, my crop disappeared, my animals are disappearing?
Yeah, actually the ranchers mentioned that they were missing some livestock, and all their deer is tagged for their hunting seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them disappear. So they made me force the gate to make sure no one's stealing them and taking them out.
Right.
We're killing them out there and then throwing the coolers and stuff and try to drive them out of the oil field.
Right. Yeah. So you're also in Texas here.
Yes.
Okay. What part of Texas are you in?
San Antonio.
Oh, cool. Right on. Yeah, that's an area. I could pull up a map, but there's an area all around there.
Ensenada, Texas.
Yeah.
This is where everything was going on at that one location.
Yeah. I have a Google map that I plot everything on, all the sightings that are credible. And so, I mean, I can show it to you sometime, but San Antonio seems to have a lot of activity. I drive down there.
Especially the outskirts.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like they were more into the San Antonio area, and they've kind of pulled back out into the forest as man has encroached in on them. So you have a few other Bigfoot stories.
Oh yeah, quite a few.
So tell us more about your experiences.
All right, there's one. Me and the same guy that I worked with for security. We went out to East Texas and we were doing an investigation over there at the Nature's River. The locals call it Rocky Point. We went out there, checked it out. We camped out there for 3 nights. Now we got quite a few things that's happened throughout there. We got giant boulders thrown at us, logs thrown in the river next to us. We got howling, harmonizing together. We found some nests that we believe it's a nest, and some kind of rocks formed in a certain way, like directions or guides, which we didn't understand what it was, but we have pictures of it. I got to find them.
That's cool. Well, go ahead.
One of the nights we were out there, we were coming around the corner with a cliff, and my buddy has one of those mag lights, bright as hell. It has 3,000 lumens.
Mm-hmm.
He blinded me in the corner, and when he came around the corner, his light shined over there to the left where the cliff is, and there was a giant creature standing next to me. I didn't even see without the light. And he looks at me and puts his hand up like this. And his hand is massive, bigger than mine.
Yeah.
And he looks like that, then he jumps and scaled up the cliff in 3-4 steps. And I tried to do it after I seen this a few minutes later. I couldn't even get halfway up without making 15 steps.
Oh yeah, they supposedly their foot. You know how our feet kind of they kind of go down as we walk. We kind of cup where near the ground, supposedly. And just you got to take all this with a grain of salt. I've heard that their feet possibly have a hinge like right in the middle, where their toes can kind of come up, like the ball of their foot can come up, so they can go right up the side of a mountain. In fact, I saw a video a long time ago of a Bigfoot walking almost vertically up the side of a mountain. And
yeah, this cliff is about 30, 40 feet up.
Oh, jeez.
And it leads up to the top of the river area. So the cliff's up here, then down here, and then there's the river this way.
Mm-hmm. So were you guys camped down below that cliff?
We're camped at the spillway.
Yeah.
So we're at the bottom where there's a concrete barrier around us. We got a little bonfire. The back portion is the river. Then the only way they could come and get to us is through the front where the campsite is.
Okay.
So anything did show up.
Yeah, so it was a campsite. Yeah, it probably was using the higher ground to sit there and watch you that whole time.
Yeah, we had night scopes with us too, so we were scanning the areas. We caught some things on there we couldn't figure it out. It was like poking his head out through the side of the tree or hiding behind brush. You could tell there's something there because the way the night scopes are, they heighten heat, like an aura around the body. So there's like an extra layers.
Yeah. Well, working for the oil fields, you guys probably have some crazy technology.
Oh yeah.
You guys have thermal and everything out there?
Yep.
That's
We
awesome.
have- So I actually had some of the guys come out there and tell me some stories about what they seen along the road, some of the truckers, along into getting into the location. One they said they swore up and down they thought a bear just ran right in front of an 18-wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
Then they said they seen a hairy creature walking inside the plant where the drill is. And this is like 4 o'clock in the morning. They're not drilling at that time.
Right.
So some of these workers trying to figure out what's going on out there, and then it disappears.
Yeah. That could be scary.
And they come to the guards to try to figure out, did anybody leave or whatever, because they thought somebody was out there messing around.
So do you guys ever do any gifting? Leave some apples or anything else out there for them?
Yeah, we have.
So
Yeah, that's how we got some of the tracks. But once we stopped doing it, that's when they threw a fit behind the RVs. I'm serious. After we stopped giving out stuff, all of a sudden our RVs getting pushed, stuff in the back, our weights, our chairs, our canopy gets thrown, destroyed.
Yep. Temper tantrum.
Yep.
That's what my friend Joe, our client Joe out in East Texas, he's got Bigfoots that walk right through the middle of his property. In fact, I've seen them walk right through the middle of his property, middle of the day. And it's like, wait, well, there's a Bigfoot over there. And he's just laughing at me, going, "Yep, they do that all the time." But anyways, yeah, I mean, he feeds them corn and other stuff. He has a corn feeder, and I guess his corn feeder broke down, and essentially they came and rocked his trailer and actually put its head, like this massive head, creeping in around the window, and now he's got all his windows blacked out and everything. You know, like.
On Instacart, I can shop a huge selection of pet supplies, from that one brush that scratches him just right, to that extra comfy bed he can't wait to flop down in. And I get everything delivered right to my door in as fast as 1 hour. Okay, settle down. I know it's here. Yes, very exciting. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get a free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply. Instacart. Add life to cart.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
He's like, I'm gonna wake up to a huge head sitting there again. Now that's freaked him out.
Yeah, he's probably saying, you better feed me or I'm going to eat you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, these things are so powerful. I mean, they can do things so easily. I know I've been out there, I've spent the night with him in his trailer a few times, and been out there, and all of a sudden in the middle of the night you hear, snap, 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 bang. It's like, what the hell? It sounds like a bulldozer is out there, just knocking things over.
And even daytime, we ran into some of those things on that one particular location. Mm-hmm. Daytime, all of a sudden, we hear snap, snap, snap through the trees. We go over there, there's branches like that big around, just snap. And this is 6-7 feet high where it's snapping, it's still hanging inside the tree. Jesus. So you can tell it's still there. It was recent.
Yeah.
Because it was all green still.
Yeah. Well, 6 feet tall, it's not very tall for a Bigfoot. But, yeah, I mean.
For our height, the branches is hanging down at 6-7 feet.
Oh, okay.
But the top of the branch is still a little ways up.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's hanging at that level.
You had a big boy out there, or a big girl.
Yeah. So whatever it is, it was pissed because it knocked off my RV several times off the tracks, push it, So we'd be sitting at the door and windows watching it, sitting there holding guns and waiting that if it comes through, we're shooting.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to handle it.
Well, I imagine all of a sudden your trailer starts bouncing around and getting knocked off, and you're hitting all this tree snaps and stuff like that.
And then you hear around the RV, stomp, stomp, then heavy breathing.
Interesting. So tell us about some other stories that you have with Bigfoots.
Some I didn't see in person, but heard them.
Uh-huh.
Like I heard some howls in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
We got some of those. I got things thrown at me, like big old boulders of rocks or logs. Got those thrown at me on one time in South Carolina.
Nice.
One of the logs thrown at me across the river.
That's
Then all I heard is like a screeching sound in the distance.
jeez.
Like, and I was only 15 at the time.
Yeah, that's creepy. I've had these large rocks come flying over my head. In fact, we were walking up a path, and we had the river on our left side, and then there was land on the other side, and then a high embankment about 30, 40 feet like you were talking about. And we had rocks flying overhead from the left and then flying over from the right. And they were screaming and howling at us. Not really screaming, but they were howling very low, like, and grunting and doing all kinds of things as we're walking. I'm like, well, we're just going to keep going.
A few times when I went out there with a four-wheeler, it was throwing logs and stuff at my four-wheeler, and you could hear the screeches in too.
Oh, jeez.
Never seen them at that time because I'm hauling ass trying to get out.
I bet.
I see big giant logs throwing at me. I'm out of there.
Yeah. No, I've heard stories of logs being thrown at people. In fact, one actually hit somebody, supposedly broke his leg, and that he'd carry him out. And that Bigfoot followed them all the way to their car. Scary crap. But very rarely does that
problem.
Yeah, very rarely do they hurt anybody or anything. They just want you out of their territory. So they're like, I'm going to scare the hell out of you, and if you don't move, I'm going to do something even worse. So they can be territorial. Have you seen what's the biggest Bigfoot you've seen out in that area?
The biggest I've seen is probably 9.5.
Okay. Yeah. So
And I have seen small as like 7.5.
So juveniles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the area I'm talking about up in East Texas, we've actually seen an 18 footer. Just massive. I believe that is the dominant male. And
They asked me for being that big.
yeah, a friend of mine, because he's in Bigfoot territory. We were meeting and interviewing another friend of his, and he had seen the alpha male, supposedly alpha male, different location, not the client's house. But it had come across. There was a road, and then basically it's the forest across from his house. And they had juveniles that would come down and all that stuff, and he had seen this one that was just massive. He said it was at least 15 feet tall, and it had these weird, almost like a cross on its eyes. It was yellow, and his eye, maybe it was red. I think he said it was red, and then its eyes were yellow. And the pupil was yellow. Just strange, but he felt that was like the dominant male, and it came down there to basically, I don't know about threaten him, but to let him know that it was there, because he had multiple encounters with juveniles. They would play up in the trees and a lot of fun stuff. So, anyways, so do you have any other encounters you want to share with us?
At the Ensenada location, because like I said, I was private security. Those every now and again will pop up in the woods because I have my cameras separated in different locations about the RV. So it has the high ground where it looks above. So every now and again I will manage to find like amber color eyes will shine on the cameras. And you can tell their eyes because they'll brighten up and they will sit in the brush.
Yeah, we've been able to document a bunch of that too. It's always fun when they close their eyes and then open them back up.
Yeah, that's when I can tell their eyes because you'll see it blink.
They blink, yeah.
It's like, oh, hell no. Something's here.
Cool. All right, well, LJ, we have to go. Unfortunately, we're running out of time here. But I appreciate you coming on the podcast, and we'll definitely have you back, and we're looking forward to investigating out in your area with you, hopefully in the next little while.
All right.
Anything else you wanted to quickly share with everybody?
I'm about to be doing some paranormal and other investigations pretty soon.
Awesome.
So keep an eye out on our channel.
Awesome. So yeah, you're a fellow podcaster, right?
Yeah. I'm about to be starting mine as well.
Yeah. What's your podcast?
I haven't made it up yet.
Oh, okay. So you're just starting out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys got to go listen to his podcast. He's got lots of cool stories too. And then you guys, what's your website and stuff? Or do you have
Instagram and YouTube is all going to be underneath ScreamX Studio.
Awesome. All right. Well, you definitely got to go check out his channel, and we'll put a link down below to both those things for you, and so you guys can go check out his channel and see what he's up to. Again, another paranormal investigator from Texas. He's definitely in a hot spot. I was looking at the other day on the map. One of these days I'll have to show you the map of all the Bigfoot sightings in Texas, and I'm plotting all the Bigfoot sightings across the United States. So I'm trying to find.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a pattern, and so about 50-60% of the actual reports go on, but not all, because some of them are just not credible.
Maybe to find a pattern to find out where they migrate.
I'm pretty sure I'm getting close. I mean, I've been pretty lucky. I've investigated 4 or 5 locations thoroughly, meaning I've been there several times and had been lucky enough to have experiences. But like you were saying, San Antonio, believe it or not, San Antonio is a hot spot for them. But people don't realize is when I'm up here in Bryan. I work out of Hearn, and then I transport people. But driving down through, into Bastrop and into Austin and into San Antonio, I mean, it's 90% woods. I mean, it's just there are some homes, but it's so spaced out, and you have farms and whatever else. But there's nothing out there. I mean, it's not like home tracks or anything like that.
Especially once you get towards Divine, Casterville, then Ensenada, Pearsall, Dilley, it's nothing but desert and ranch.
Right.
So there's so much out there we don't even know.
Right. And I have a friend that is military, and he looked at me one time and he goes, "If you really knew what was in the forest, you wouldn't go into the forest."
Oh God!
There's things out there that you don't know exist.
Oh God!
I wonder if the government actually maybe created Bigfoots back in the day or something like that. And I don't
know, because Bigfoot's been around since the 1800s.
Right.
We got earliest reports back then.
Yeah. And they try to make super soldiers. I don't want to get into the government too much because I don't want them shutting my page down, but. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about Bigfoot and the government and how they basically control Bigfoots and keep them in certain populations, and if they act up or are too loud, essentially, they will go in and remove them hostilely, if you will. So, anyways, again, LJ, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. If you want to go check out his stuff, the link will be below. And we appreciate you coming on, and you have a great night.
You too.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
O'Reilly.
It's Super
Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, 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 O'Reilly Auto Parts.